Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a basic grade calculator in C++. So open up Visual C++ 2010 or whatever compiler you have. I've already got the project saved, so I'm going to run through what the code does, and I'm going to post a link to the source code. I'll also, if you don't have a compiler for C++, I'll post a link for Visual C++ 2010. And also, if you'd like to learn how to program in C++, I'll post a link or two to some websites that are pretty good for learning C++. So let's get started. The first line where it's including the standard afx.h file, this is for only if you're using Visual C++. So if you're using a compiler like code blocks, you don't need this little line of code. Where it's including the I/O stream, that's for if you're going to be using the console in and console out objects. Where it includes the string, that's just for this little part right here, which I'll get to later. The first thing we have in here is the error handler. It's not exactly handling anything, it just closes out of the program, but I'll get to that later. Let's get to the main function. It starts off saying using namespace std, so it's using the standard namespace, and pretty much it shortens having to type out std and then two colons and then c out, so it makes it a bit easier. The next part, it's declaring doubles in the strings, and doubles are pretty much just integers, so this is declaring the correct variable for the points correct, then the points possible, and then the results. And then it declares a string named input, and the default value is nothing. So that's all for that part. And then it starts off by getting the student's amount of points correct. So it says enter the amount student got correct, and then CIN is pretty much getting what you type in and press enter. So you would, I don't know, just type in 5, and then it starts getting in the total points possible. So you would enter the amount of points possible. So let's say 6. So you would type in 6 for the possible variable, and then it ends the line and goes on to the next one. So then it starts calculating the percentage. So when it calculates the percentage, it takes the result, and then it assigns that to the amount of points correct divided by the amount of points possible, and then it ends up with a decimal, so it needs to take that times 100 to get the actual number for the percentage. So then it displays the percentage, so the number is right there, and then it puts a percentage after it, percent sign, and then it moves on to calculating the grade. So it'll just say grade space, and then the reason I said this was a basic grade calculator was because, as you can see, there's no A minus, B plus, B minus, just basic letter grades except for A plus. So if the result was 100 or was equal to 100, two equal signs is it's checking to make sure that it's 100. So if it's 100, then it displays A plus after it says grade, and then next in the if statement it says if the result is less than 100 and if the result is greater than or equal to 90, just 90, then it'll display A, and so on, and then it'll end the line. Now it asks the user if they would like to exit or not. It just starts a new line and then says, would you like to exit or grade another student? And then the /n right here is just start a new line. So the next line says to exit, type exit, and it puts it in quotation marks. The reason there's a backslash there is because if you delete it, then you can see that you get an error, and it thinks that this is all that it's supposed to say, and then that happens. So if you want to quote some text within a quote, then you need to put a backslash before the quotation mark. So then it moves on to the next line. To grade another student, type new, and the line again, and then it gets the user input, and if the user typed in exit, then it closes the program, and the 0 means that everything went smoothly. If the user typed in new, then it clears the window, and then it goes back to the main function. So right here, it just starts over again. And if the user typed in anything else, it takes it as an error. And so it goes up to this error handler right here and says an error has occurred, program exiting, ends the line, and then the system pause, it pretty much says press any key to continue, and so you would press a key and it closes out of it. So let's try this out. Press F5 to debug it if you didn't know that. Right now it's building and generating the code. Alright, so let's say you got, I don't know, 9 points correct out of 10 points possible. Your percentage was 90%, and the grade was an A. So here it is asking, would you like to exit or grade another student? I guess we'll just exit out of it, or we can type in something random and see if the error handler works. An error has occurred, program exiting, press any key to continue, and it closes out. It's a pretty simple program. I would definitely recommend learning C++ and programming with it. For the iPod fans, some of the apps are actually programmed in C++, so who knows, maybe you could become the next iPod app developer. So that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.